Hey boys, welcome back to some more NRL Super Coach Season 2020, and this is going to be the Round 1 review for both of the teams here. We're gonna go through the first team here. Pretty bad. Little spoiler, this team did go slightly better than my second team, but as you can see, 1,029, top 10%. I mean, we're 12,845 out of 125,000. So not a good start, but honestly, like, the funny thing is we'll see it. Well, I'll go over to it right now. I'll go through the points and the team I finalized before round 1. So go to game day here. I think a lot of people in my league, actually went pretty well. I think this might be. Hold up. Oh, I should. Yeah, that was the public lead. I'll go to Legends here. This is the first league. I'm not going to go through like all the leagues here, but we'll go to round 1, and you will see my point scoring. You'll see the top echelon here. 12, dude. Ethan's victims, 12-18. He would have finished like top 1%. My God, even Tommy here, 1146. Anything 1100 and up, incredible score. Cause yeah, honestly, I didn't even know that you would have. Yeah, the plays you had must have been like a bit of a strange team, honestly. But we'll go through who I had, who I ended up with, and yeah, we'll talk about the disappointments and sort of, getting over 1,000. I'm not too disappointed with it. I definitely had a lot of good scores, but just a lot of letdowns. So Mitchell Moses, first letdown really, 32 points. Obviously, he was tipped to score well against the Dogs. The Eels in general were pretty shocking. Wanga Blake, I don't think he was in my latest update for the team. He was like a late inclusion. Yeah, honestly, I'm disappointed. 29 is not great, but it's also not that bad because they scored one try. I actually thought Wanga Blake has the potential to score pretty well, and yeah, I wasn't that disappointed, but at the same time, I've got a big decision to make, and when I go to my team, I will show you, and I've actually already made the decision, but I'm double guessing it because Wanga Blake, honestly, like, he can score pretty well, and he's definitely underpriced. I mean, he's like 380k, definitely underpriced, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can take the gamble on the Eels. Then we have Jai Arrow, 57. He was the first letdown because he played not many minutes at all. He played like 55 minutes, which was very strange for the team and the bench that they selected. I really thought Arrow was going to bang out 60, 70, potentially over 70 minutes, but he didn't. It did come out that he did have a sickness. Like he had like flu-like issues, and he did get tested for coronavirus. Obviously negative, but he was sick during the game, I think they said, so that's maybe why he played less minutes. But he definitely a disappointment. I mean, 57 is not that bad, but I really picked Arrow in the hope that he'd be an absolute gun, but I don't know. I'm going to give Arrow another week to prove himself, and if not, then there's plenty of options in the back row that I can swing. Payne Haas, set him as captain. It was a good decision. He got 74 points. Got to be happy with that. Round 1, you can bank on a 70 plus performance. You got to lock it in, and I think he played 80 minutes, so yeah, Payne Haas was just a certainty. Jermaine Zarko, so he also was a late inclusion. I had Katoni Staggs for for the lead up, and then obviously with the Jack Bird injury, Zarko came to fullback, obviously going to be doing the goal kicking. So basically, I thought Katoni Staggs, I got to get rid of him, unfortunately. And it looked like it was going to be a terrible decision because Katoni was on like 40 points after like 20 minutes, and I was like, oh my goodness, Katoni is going to absolutely kill it. But he finished he didn't finish the game. He had to go off, but he also only finished on like 50 odd points. And then Zarko killed it, 83 points. So he was a great pickup. Pretty happy that I switched him out. Dave Fafita killed it, 75 points. I mean, he was a must-have. And I mean, that's sort of what he can do. Like, if he doesn't get that runaway try, he wouldn't have scored that well because his work rate isn't incredible for a forward, but just the upside, like the ability to break tackles and run 60 meters to score tries, like it's ridiculous. Jason Tamalolo, 70, he does what he does, just bangs out points. Doesn't have to play 80 minutes. He just tears up defenses, just breaks tackles, plenty of runs, all that sort of good stuff. Paddy Kerrigan, pretty solid. This got updated. He was like, I think he just scraped 50 like originally, but it's gone up to 58, which is honestly, I'm pretty happy with. His minutes were a bit lower than I thought he would actually play a few more minutes than he did, but 58 points for a player that's 330k, like, yeah, if he's going to get 55 to 60, that's, outstanding. Sean Johnson, everyone was writing Sean Johnson off, but I'm like, I stuck with him. I'm like, I just can't really see a better option at 5'8". I mean, Cameron Munster I thought was a bit too expensive, and then Cody Walker, I was worried about the Rabbitohs, and I couldn't really find another person. Obviously, the Jack Wyden absolutely killed it. And a lot of people had Jack Wyden, which was surprising to me, but I mean, Sean Johnson, 95, got to be happy with that. But Jack Wyden, people that took the punt on Wyden would be pretty happy. He scored, I don't know what, he must have got 100, surely. But I'm not too concerned, honestly. I think, personally, if you're seeing, like, if you don't have Wyden already, I wouldn't be trading in Wyden, because he is a good Supercoach player. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's sort of, but he's a guy that's just going to average about 50 points. Like, that's sort of what he always does. Like, he's a good, solid work rate, 5'8". Like, he makes a lot of tackles, he makes runs, but he's not an absolute must-have, in my opinion. He might prove me wrong, but, he did score 2 tries, 2 clean line breaks against the Titans. I wouldn't, if you started with him, props to you, but I wouldn't be bringing him in. That's just my opinion. You might disagree, and but yeah, again, like, if you started with him, it's a great pickup. Liam Knight, 56. He's one of the guys I'm a little bit iffy about. Just didn't play as many minutes as I thought he would. His work rate was down as well. Like, there weren't that many offloads. I think his second stint was a little bit better, even though it was shorter time. But I'm a little bit worried about Knight. I mean, again, for the price he is, if he's getting like 55 to 60, it's good. It's good value for sure, and I'm happy with it as a prop. But yeah, maybe hoping for a little bit more out of him. Jack Williams. This one is probably my biggest disappointment, honestly, because he didn't play any minutes. I was losing my mind. He went off probably, it would have been around the 30-minute mark, and then Scott Sorensen. I think Sorensen scored more points than Williams. Sorensen came on in lock, and he played really well, and he took, like, he must have played, like, the next 35 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, Williams just didn't get the minutes I was hoping for. So, I think, I don't know. I'm very tempted to get rid of Williams, because there's a lot, like, at the start, there's heaps of, like, good, mid-range second rowers, like Tarpany, Horsburgh, Jaden Sewer, who I don't think I'd go Sewer, but at the start of the year, he was a good pickup. There's plenty of them. So Jack Williams, I don't know. I might give him another week to see, but I don't see that changing. I mean, Sorensen was very good coming on at lock, so I don't see them changing that rotation, and that's a big worry. Yeah, and it's the biggest disappointment because I picked Williams as like a must-have. Honestly, I thought he was a must-have at 400k. Playing starting lock, I thought he would average at least 60 points. I thought he was going to be an absolute keeper. So it seems like I've made a bad judgment call with Jack Williams. I've definitely had lower scores, but he's probably my biggest disappointment so far. Blake Brayley, 38. I mean, pretty happy with it. I did play him. I was sort of hoping he would get about 50. But he played 80 minutes. He made a bunch of tackles, didn't really do much with the footy, but he's got potential. I think, obviously a cheapie, good pickup. Appy Coruscant, like, it's annoying because I was on him before, obviously there were other people on him as well, but I was on him before everyone else was talking him up, before the Auckland Nines. When I saw his price originally, I'm like, Appy Coruscant, he's a must-have. He's going to play big minutes. He's probably going to average 60 points. Like, I thought he was a must-have. And now, literally, everybody's going to have Appy Coruscant. So, it's a bit disappointing. But, 97. Absolutely killed it. Ryan Pappenhausen, 49. I mean, it's very good because he didn't really, no real attacking stats for Pappenhausen. And this is why I think Pappenhausen is a must-have in the fullback spot. He's undervalued. Obviously the score he got this week is pretty value for what he costs. Like it's about on par, but he's 49 for a fullback that didn't really do anything apart from just run the ball. And he just looks dangerous every time he runs, dude. So Pappenhausen, even though he didn't absolutely kill it, I'm very happy with the pickup. Tom Trbojevic, dude, I mean, this one obviously is probably the one that hurts the most because, I think he's my second, he's 700k and he scored 22 points. There were a couple of moments he looked good. Obviously taking on the Storm, I wasn't expecting 100 points from him, but I guess I was hoping for about 50 points honestly against the Storm. And there were moments in that game he looked good. It looked like he could bust them, but the Storm defense was very solid, and he just couldn't get away. So, I'm going to keep Tom Trbojevic. I'm not going to get rid of him, but yeah, disappointing. That obviously cost me quite a bit because a lot of the other fullbacks in the comp scored pretty well. Thankfully, Tedesco did not. Zach Lomax, 55, obviously pretty solid. Unfortunately, though, he is going to be moving to the wing, which I don't even think is that bad because, the goal kicking is obviously a good plus for him to begin with. And then at fullback, he's not like a Trbojevic or a Pappenhausen. He doesn't really run the ball that much at fullback anyway. So honestly, on the wing, he probably will have to run the ball more than playing at fullback. So honestly, I don't think it's that bad that he's moving to the wing instead of fullback. Honestly, not too bad. Braden William, 23. I did play him in the starting side because I thought he would do all right. And this is the annoying thing, he looked really good the first half. He was getting the footy, he looked strong, couple of tackle breaks, but then the second half, they didn't give him the football. Again, I was losing my mind because they just were not passing Williami the football. I couldn't believe it, dude. So his score was pretty shocking, but I think, he's a good pickup for a cheapy price. And then all our other guys scored pretty well. All the guys I didn't play. Callum Watkins, 47. Ben Hampton, 49. Katoa, 51. Looked very, very good. The young second rower. Kurt Mann looked very good at 5'8", 49. Rudolph, 29. Got to be happy with it. Luai, 57. Walters, 51. And Musgrove, decent. 23 as a cheapie. So, yeah. The people non-scoring scored very well. Very disappointing. But let's go on to my team, because I have made a couple of trades already, and you'll see. I'm not certain on them yet, but you'll see the trades in a second. So first off, have I made 2 trades? Oh no, I've only made the 1 trade at the minute. So at the moment, Wanga Blake is out for Isaiah Yo. So basically, the only way I can get Yo in is to trade Wanga Blake. Obviously, I'm not going to trade a Zarko. And then if I was going to trade like Lomax, Man, Watkins, or any of those guys, I would have to trade someone else to make money. And I don't really want to do that, potentially. Although, the one thing I was thinking, Williams is very disappointing. And I could trade Williams for someone cheaper, for sure. That's another mid-range guy. I don't know if I'd have enough money to do it. But if I traded Williams for someone cheaper, and then I could possibly trade like, Watkins or, one of these other guys. But I don't even know if I really want to. I think, Wanga Blake, he's a very, he's hit or miss. And I think I want to have Isaiah Yo, and I'm disappointed. Isaiah Yo is the one disappointment here, because I pretty much the whole time I was like keen on Isaiah Yo, and then I was a fool. I was a fool because I was letting like the podcasts, like I listened to the podcasts and other talks about Supercoach, because I just like listening to it, and it's good fun. As hopefully you guys can't hear the rain starting to tumble down. But they talked me out of Isaiah Yo. All of them were like boo-hooing him. And I'm mad because I don't usually listen to that. I'm not one to read into what they say, because they don't know. They don't know at all. So I was very disappointed. And then actually it was for that reason, but also the team that they picked also freaked me out, because what was it? James Fisher-Harris was on the bench, and I was very worried that Fisher-Harris would come on at starting lock and Isaiah Yo would switch to the bench. But obviously what ended up happening was Kickout went to the bench and Fisher-Harris went to second row. So that was actually the main reason why I didn't take the punt on Yo. But I feel like if he is playing 80 minutes in the back row or at lock, I mean, he's a must-have in the centre wing, and I feel like having the gamble of Wanga Blake is not really worth it. So that's what I'm going with for now. And then everyone else, like the only player that I might consider is Jack Williams. But I probably will give him one more week, although I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I might just get rid of him, because let's just have a look. Like, there's a lot of guys. I mean, Tarpany is very tempting. I mean, let's look at the top scorers here. So, Isaiah Yo, Pangai Jr. obviously not going to get, because he's freaking suspended, the goddamn fool. Tyson Frizzell, very good, but I wouldn't be getting Frizzell. He's never really been a star. Obviously pretty cheap, but he's usually around that 40 to 50 mark, so bit of an anomaly there. For feeder, we got Fisher-Harris. I can actually... No, I can't. Why does that... I don't know why that says I can get him in. I've only got 430k, so I can't get Fisher-Harris, although he would be a very good pickup. I would love to bring in Fisher-Harris. Elliot Whitehead, Gavin Cooper, Ethan Lowe. Did he score a try? Luciano Leilua, Madison. So, there's no one. And all the... We'll go down to where are the mid-ranges. I mean, Flegler scored pretty well. Tarpany, 362, but he only got 51. He played 80 minutes, so I'm not that keen. I mean, Bryce Cartwright, only 49. So, I don't know, dude. I'm probably not going to trade it. I might just keep it for one more week and see how it goes. But that's the first team roundup here. I I don't know if I said at the start I would do them in the one video. I'll probably just split them up into 2 videos, so it's not like a 40-minute long video. It'll just make it easier for me, basically. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. Basically, I'll upload them at the same time, so the second team video will be up very shortly. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Supercoach content. Hopefully it doesn't get interrupted too much with the issues going on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.